The shifting epidemic has a new centre. Bolton now has the highest rate in the country, with 120 COVID cases for every 100,000 people. A sudden, sharp rise that has brought swift action from the government. Cafes, restaurants and pubs will be only allowed to sell takeaway food and drink. They'll have to close at 10 p.m. and it'll be illegal for people to mix with other households. This restaurant owner says the area's entire hospitality industry is paying for poor social distancing in just a handful of businesses.
How do you then monitor all these businesses? The answer is you can't. So they have to have a brush right across the board. I'm sorry, but there's going to be a lockdown. I understand that, but it is unfair.
Further government action is also expected nationally, with a reduction in the number of people legally allowed to meet socially being reduced from 30 to 6. Across the country, cases are beginning to climb, though in most areas they are still at a low level. Speaking in the House of Commons, the Health Secretary warned against complacency.
This must be a moment of clarity for us all. This is not over. Just because we've come through one peak, it doesn't mean we can't see another one coming towards our shores. But together we can tackle it. So long as we remember that in a pandemic, our actions today have consequences tomorrow. Each and every citizen has a responsibility to follow social distancing and help stop a second peak.
So is this the beginning of a second wave? At the start of July, the virus had been largely confined to a small number of local flare-ups. But this was the national picture by the end of August. Over the summer, the virus has started to spread much more widely again. There have been similar rises in other European countries. In France, which eased lockdown 7 weeks earlier than the UK, the number of cases has increased sharply, and there's also been a small but steady increase in deaths. And in Spain, where cases have risen even more rapidly, the number of deaths is up 15 times since July, as the young infect the old. That's the worry. The UK might just be a few weeks behind on the curve.
I hope we can modify our behaviour now coming in, the next few weeks and months, and so we don't see an increase. We can hold it in some way at where we are at the moment. I'm not confident that we can do that right now. It doesn't look like that, and so I think if cases go up, I think it is very likely that deaths will go up eventually.
In Wales, too, there is a rise in cases, with Caerphilly now in lockdown. No one is allowed in or out without good reason. It's a warning to us all. Stick to social distancing or face the consequences. Thomas Moore, Sky News.